I hate how much the network marketing world is obsessed with the word duplication. It's ridiculous. Does it duplicate? Does it duplicate? I'm gonna say something here a lot of people don't like, but it's just true. You can't duplicate people. When you use traditional network marketing recruiting methods, the focus is on duplicating a person. You're trying to train a human to like be a leader, learn the scripts on how to sell and pitch. That's a lot of eggs in a single person basket. You can't duplicate people, but what you can duplicate is. In this video, I'm going to teach you guys how we actually have spent, I've spent probably $400,000 on Facebook ads for network marketing. And as we dive into this, the very first thing that people always fight on is they say, Facebook won't let you drive ads for network marketing. And it's actually not true because we have, and I have been for 8 years. I read your comments and I appreciate that. Someone commented saying this, said Facebook bans ads about network marketing. And I was like, but there is absolutely a way to do it. You know, it's funny, one of the first products I ever sold back in the day, which is actually available again, it made $1 million after we spent about 300 grand in ads. And it was all network marketing. And people get surprised by this and they're like, well, how'd you go do that? Because, you know, so here's the wrong way to do it. Let's say that you join a network marketing business and the network marketing business, you're trying to grow the team, you're trying to sell the product. The absolute wrong way to go drive ads is to go out and say, I'm going to create a Facebook ad that directly pitches the product that I actually am promoting. That is not allowed. You're right. Don't do that. Pretty much every social media platform on the planet hates that. And you can't blame them. Otherwise, all these social media platforms would just be all these people pitching each other. And then the usership would go down. It affects their wallet. So I actually am grateful for that rule. But you're right. I can't go out and I can't drive an ad to directly join my downline. So that's not what we do. I've got a whole training on this. It's free, by the way. I'll put the link in the description. But it's a free training that teaches you how we do this. Because I started seeing other people do it. And I had the same reaction the first time I saw it. It's probably like 10 years ago. I was like, how is this person doing that? I thought that you'd get like banned for that crap, you know? You get shut down for it. If you go out and you're driving an ad that has your network marketing company's name in the product, yeah, they're not gonna like that. Neither is your network marketing company. They're gonna hate that as well. If you go out and you create an ad to sell your network marketing company's product, yeah, both the social media world and both the network marketing company is also gonna hate that. So let me tell you the right way to do it. I first saw this being used back about 2014. I remember my first daughter was on the way. My ex-wife and I, we were pregnant with our first kiddo. And one of the reasons I joined network marketing in the first place was because I was like, I want to be able to make some extra money to be able to provide for this new little kiddo. And so I joined the first network marketing business and it was not a great experience. All the classic stories and examples that you ever heard of is what happened. And it was rough. And I got really into trying to figure out how all these people with massive downlines actually grew a huge downline. And what I started noticing was that the majority of them were not doing like home party meetings or three-way phone calls. I mean, they were telling us to do that stuff, but that's not how they were doing it. They were telling us to do it because we were their lead gen, but I wasn't my own lead gen. The problem ran into that as soon as I ran out of my warm market people to go pitch to, I had no more leads. You know what I'm talking about? Like, let me know down below if you run into this. I was like, I had no more leads. There's nobody else I could pitch. No one else I could talk to. I got really into trying to figure out how these people do that. And what I started seeing was that the way that these big network marketing people will go grow their downline using the internet is they'll create their own product and then they will drive ads to that. And then that's what starts to build a list. And because whatever product they're selling is attracting the right kind of person, they'll pitch those people into their downline off the back of that product. So after somebody buys the product, after somebody buys whatever product the network marketer themselves made, like they made on their own, that's what you drive ads to. Does that make sense? And so that's what I started doing. And the most products that I had out there at once, I had 13 network marketing products out there that were not from a network marketing company. And what they were doing is they were bringing people into my list and bringing people into my world. And then off the back, we would softly say, hey, if you're interested in joining my downline at all, here's how to make that happen. But zero pressure. And it completely changes the psychology of whoever you're pitching. instead of you going out to people and approaching them and saying, are you keeping your options open? It changes the script. And the script flips to, do you want to join my downline? It changes everything. And it's why what we do works so well using the internet and using ads, right? Like a real marketer will want to use ads and spend as much money on ads profitably as possible. There's no budgets when you have profitable ads running. Why would you have a budget? That's why we spent $300,000. We were dropping about 30 to 40 grand a month in ads for about a year and a half. And my email list grew like crazy. My podcast was exploding at that time. This channel was growing like crazy just from the net effect of how much money I was spending on ads. We weren't promoting the channel with ads. It just was what was happening because we were making so much noise. So the answer on how to really go get big, and this is exactly what my program teaches, is how to create your own stuff simply and easily. That's what you drive ad money to. That's what you get people to come into. And because I'm not trying to make money really on my own product, I just take whatever money people spent and I just dump it back into ads. So we call it a self-liquidating offer, meaning I'm not trying to make profit from this thing. Its purpose is to liquidate. It liquidates the cost of the ad, and I can get in front of a lot of people back to back. Ads is the fastest way to get your name out there. And so the trick is, how can I create something in the front that attracts my dream recruit to me? And it's something that only my dream recruit would be interested in, and I sell that. There's nothing stopping me from selling my own stuff on the internet using ads. What Facebook and all these platforms have a hard time with is when, and they don't allow and they will ban, is when you drive ads directly to a network marketing company. So you want to think of it like this. I actually think of it in my mind like this map. And when I've taught this in front of live audiences, this is exactly how I do it. Think of it like, take out a piece of paper and put it like horizontal. On the left side, draw a circle and just write social media. Leave a gap in the middle. On the right side, you're going to want to draw a circle that says network marketing. Well, if I just draw a straight line from social media to network marketing, that's the no-no. That's the issue. They don't want people out there pitching a network marketing company straight on these social media platforms, right? And that's why it's so dumb whenever people take out their phone too and they're like, take a selfie and like, working from home today. Like, it's dumb. That's not true. Everyone knows you're not working from home, and everyone knows what you're trying to go do. And it's this weird gray area. And the platforms are smart enough now with all this AI to know what you're doing also. And so you get no reach. You know what I mean? The post doesn't go anywhere. It's very hard to market like that. And it's why I don't do that. And it's so funny how many companies have wanted me to go do that kind of stuff. And I'm always like, no, I'm not going to do that. It'll tank my reach on my profiles. And I can't drive ads that way either for all the reasons I'm saying. So what the answer is then, if you have a circle on the left and a little space in the middle and a circle on the right that says network marketing, your job is to create a business in the middle, your own products. And that could be books, that could be courses, some kind of help. Whatever it is has to only speak to whoever you wish was in your downline. That I can drive ads to. That specifically, I can go out and I can sell my own product. I can sell my own stuff. And even though it's about network marketing, it's about MLM, I name it in a way that doesn't directly say that, but is associated with it. And so the right person hears it, and the right person sees it and goes, I think that could help me recruit more. I think that could help me sell more product from my downline. And so I drive tons of ads like that. That's how we do it. Then off the back, we have these automated sequences that are like, want to join my team? You know, keeping your options open? We don't say that. That's the 30,000 foot view of what we're doing. The actual nitty gritty of how we actually pull that off is inside my stuff. But that's how we drive ads for network marketing on social media platforms. It's absolutely possible. We've done it. In fact, we're turning all of our ads back on over the course of this next 7 days for network marketing with the goal of spending $30,000 a month. If you're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Why didn't it start that way? You know, I scaled it up slow over time, which is the safer way to do it anyway. But follow the rules of your network marketing company. Follow the rules of all these social media platforms. Don't play in any weird gray area, but there's nothing stopping you from making your own stuff. So here's the funny thing. The only way you can pull this off is if you have the right mentality of your role. When you join a network marketing business, are you an entrepreneur? No. A lot of people think that I'm an entrepreneur because I joined a network marketing. You're not an entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is the person who built the initial product and, like the business. You didn't build the business, so you are not, when you're in network marketing, you're not an entrepreneur at all. You're a marketer. That's why it's called network marketing. Marketing is about lead gen. That's your job, right? You go out, you get the leads, you sell. That's what you do as a marketer. You're not an entrepreneur at all. But funny enough, what I'm talking about, in order for you to actually pull off what I'm saying, you have to be an entrepreneur again. You have to come up with your own product. You got to come up with your own stuff. That's why in our programs, we also pre-create products for people in case they get stuck on that. They can just use the one that I made for them. Does that make sense? So tell me if this is making sense down below, actually, because if it isn't, I read the comments and I will absolutely shoot a video that answers it. If you have any other questions that are popping up, that's why I'm shooting this video, is because I saw someone comments, you can't use ads. I'm like, no, you definitely can, and we do a lot. So I'm not playing any gray area at all. I am literally just being my own brand. I can build a personal brand. I can have products under my personal brand. I can drive ads to that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm not overtly pitching a network marketing company with ads at all or on any of these social media profiles. I'm using the social media platforms for what it's meant for. Reach, attention, getting the attention of people. And then once they're on my list, once they get to know, like, and trust me, once I've gained a relationship with them, once I've shown that I have unique value, then I start putting things out there through email that is like, hey, if you're interested in joining my downline, we have a lot of very unique marketing and sales tools and systems and automations that we've already vetted. I'm not pitching you, this is just what I say. If you want to join the network marketing company that I'm in, we would love to have you. You can join anyone in the company, but if you choose to join me, I have a unique, almost like a signing bonus offer. And so what I start to do is I start to come up with, this is what I do when I first start a downline, and then once I've got it nailed, I just, very duplicatable. I'm like, come join me and I'll give you this system. Again, maybe this is pitching, I don't know. This is what I talk about in that presentation that's in the description. You have to apply to join my downline, by the way. I make people apply to join my team. And I do turn people away if they don't look like they're a good fit. And that might sound ridiculous, but it's how I recruited 1,400 people in a previous downline. Exactly what I'm talking about right here. As I started seeing the patterns of people that were killing it, and I was like, huh, so that's how they're doing it. It's always important to remember that if somebody else is doing something that you haven't quite nailed yourself, don't just throw it out and say, well, I can't go, you can't go do that. Well, if somebody else is, then you're the one who's wrong, right? If somebody else is being successful, you're the variable. And I'm not trying to like harp on whoever said that comment, and I'm not gonna call you out either. I'm just trying to say, like, people are doing it. I've had thousands of people not even join my downline, just take me up on this product that I have, and they're doing it too, right? And they'll go off and they'll start creating personal brands, and they'll go off and they'll start, and there's nuances to it, which is why we have a product around it, but that's the methodology. That's why it works. You have to become an entrepreneur to pull off what I'm saying. So if you're not trying to be, and you just want to be a network marketer and only remain a network marketer, that's fine, and it doesn't keep you from using the internet, but you probably are not going to run ads, right? There's other ways to get traffic and leads from the internet without building your own product. But specifically, if you're going to do ads, you're going to need to come up with your own thing. Because yeah, you're right. You can't drive traffic straight to that. I absolutely have gotten slapped on the wrist once or twice from Facebook because Icarus flew too close to the sun in terms of some of my messaging. But I just course corrected and I changed it, and it's never been a problem. Now, to make sure that we become more bulletproof, there's things that we do in the, Facebook ads platform and the way that we run it to make sure that my entire business ad accounts are not at risk. We run it in a separate ad account. We just make sure, but I've never really had a serious issue, ever. Again, I've had people who are like, hey, getting a little too close there, or hey, you know what I mean? And that's fine, and I just course correct, but I don't want to ride a gray area at all. That might sound like Steve, it sounds like you're riding a gray area. I'm not riding a gray area at all. There's literally thousands of people that do this. And it's one of the reasons why there's a whole network marketing company that restructured how they train their downlines because of what I'm telling you. One of their top people, she had 5 million people in her downline. She came through my program and she was like, oh. And I can't tell you the name of the company. You all know who the company. It's a big company. It's one of the most famous ones out there. And they started changing how to use the internet. There was another company that hired me probably about 5 years ago, to come in and train their downlines on the same thing. We weren't even using ads. They didn't they're like, hey, we don't want our people to be using the ads part of it. I was like, that's fine. That can feel like you're flying a fighter jet. You know, you get from point A to point B really fast, but it's more buttons, it's more training, it's more education. So what we came up with instead, I came up with a way for their network marketers to, I call it was a blitz. It's a strategy that I came up with, and all of the people in their network marketing company followed this blitz model that I came up with to still cause like this big uplift in noise and leads in the direction of people's downlines. There's a lot of ways to go do it. The challenge with traditional network marketing upline strategies is as soon as you run out of friends and family, your warm market's done. And so the name of the game is, how can you keep your warm markets like replenishing? And then after that, it's what are the systems you can put in place to make it so it self-replenishes? You know, I hate how much the network marketing world is obsessed with the word duplication. It's ridiculous. Does it duplicate? Does it duplicate? They'll throw out whole strategies that I'm teaching because they're just obsessed with that word. I'm gonna say something here that a lot of people don't like, but it's just true. Not everything should be duplicatable. When you use traditional network marketing recruiting methods, the focus is on duplicating a person. You can't duplicate people. I mean, there's one way, okay? Stop trying to duplicate people. And when you go out and you're trying to train a human to like be a leader and learn the scripts on how to sell and pitch, that's a lot of eggs in a single person basket. So what I started getting more obsessed on is that you can't duplicate people, but what you can duplicate is systems. We do that in normal business all the time. Like, I'm in network marketing for fun. It's not my normal business, but what I do in actual business is I go out and I teach companies how to duplicate their marketing efforts. It's the same thing in network marketing though. And I think that's one of the reasons that people follow me, is that I bring a very different lens to this game than the standard talking heads in the space, because 99% of my attention is on helping existing businesses get just a crap ton of leads 24/7. All right, and pitch and sell them. And if it's all hinged on the business owner to like generate the lead or talk to the lead or pitch the lead or do the follow-up, that's not a business. That's a person with a job, right? And so what we've had to do is we've had to come up with ways to systemize that. Instead of it 100% being on the business owner, it's 10% on the owner. They're just managing systems. They no longer are the system themselves. That's the hard part with what network marketing teaches out of the gate. You're the system, right? And that was the pain that I felt that first network marketing company that I joined. I was the system. In fact, there was a guy in my upline. He was the guy 2 levels up in my upline. He was killing it. He was running around all over the place. He was talking to leads. He was growing the team. And I talked to him one day and I was like, you know, when does this actually become like passive income? He's like, it is passive income right now. And I was like, dude, there's nothing passive about what you're doing. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, you're working 60 hours a week. You are constantly on your phone. You're literally on call. There's nothing duplicatable about what you're doing. You're the system. There's nothing passive about it. There's no leverage, there's no scale, there's no systems at all. So funny enough, the answer that most network marketers are trying to find is in the traditional business world, and that's where I live. And so to bring it back in after a couple of years of being kind of quiet has been what's so unique about our approach to it. Yes, it's revamping what we did in the past, but with a very different lens where it's like, how can I grow an entire downline on Autopilot to 1,000 people, which is what I've just called my shot on. I'm starting a new downline, and I'll keep you guys updated on what I'm doing with it. We're getting the last few pieces in place for it right now as I'm making this. And I have to grow the downline pretty much on Autopilot while still making it duplicatable, while still leveraging ads, while still leveraging a very small team, if at all, because I have a multi-million dollar per year business. That's where I put my attention. So I do this for fun. It's just a fun side project, and I've done it before. And I'm like, let's go do that again. That was freaking fun. Maybe I'm a little off topic now, but you 100% can run ads in the network marketing space, but just not to a network marketing company, and to not your downline, and to not your downline's product, but you can to your product. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. Any other questions, please let me know. I want to be able to help you guys get the success that you guys need with this. And I'm going to continue to document both the good and the bad. I'll tell you what's not working, or if I messed up somewhere. I'll tell you guys all those pieces. Literally in this next 7 days as I film this, we're going to start turning ads back on. I just had my meeting with my ads driver yesterday, so we're ready. It's turning back on, and it's turning on very different though than even was last time because of all the lessons that I learned. So anyway, you guys are awesome. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. Let me know if you do run ads for network marketing. So I think it'd be fun for others to also see that it's a real thing. It's how you do it that matters, which is the truth for anything. So let me know down below. If you are liking this stuff, subscribe, share it if you will. I have a lot of people who will share this with people in their uplines to kind of educate them, right? Because a lot of times when you start doing this stuff, you can't do that here. It's like, well, actually, it's being done all over the place by a lot of companies. It's not really based on what company you're in. It depends how you do it, and you keep the rules, keep the laws, stay ethical, stay moral, and then go in and leverage this thing called the internet. Why would you not? It's the internet. It's infinite leads, and it's actually better leads than your warm market probably has already. So, because there's people trying to join you now, they just can't find you. So, how do you make noise? How do you get attention, right? All right, guys, you're awesome. Let me know what you think about this down below. If you're running ads, if you're not. Also, if you're into the questions, to get ideas for these videos that I put out each week, I do read your comments, and that's what I did for this one. So let me know any of the questions or things you guys are trying to figure out, and any more examples or whatever. But I'm gonna start documenting and doing a few more videos. I'm like, okay, this time we built this thing, and here's the reason why. And it might feel a little weird because you're like, he's telling us how he's pitching people. My intention is to pull back the curtain, you know, you can see Oz behind the curtain, if you will. So you can see I just want to lift the hood underneath the machine so you can see how I'm doing this, because I will get 1,000 people in this next downline. I did it once, and I did it janky, not really understanding certain things that I do now. And so feeling very confident we're going to go do it. I'd actually be surprised if we don't. So, and one of the keys is ads. I don't know how I would get it at speed. I mean, anyone can get 1,000 people in their downline across their life, but how could I do it in like a year or two, you know? So that's the goal. That's what we're doing. All right, you guys are awesome. Let me know what you think down below. Hit like it, hit subscribe, or dislike it if you hated it. Let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.